गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om. We have seen the first 6 verses of Gita Dhyana Shloka. So let us chant those 6 verses to begin the class today. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadyayiniim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullarvindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prasanna Parijataya Totra Vetraika Panaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamritaduhe Namaha. Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsasudhir Bhokta Dogdam Gitamrutam Mahat Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Bhishma Dronatata Jayatratajala Gandhara Nilopala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwattama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Kalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartakah Keshavah. So we have already seen these 6 verses, and now comes the Namaskara to Mahabharata itself in the 7th verse. So let us read. Parasharyavachah sarojamamalam Parasharyavachah sarojamamalam Gītāttagandhotkatam नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारत पंकजं कलिमल भूयाद्भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतात्तगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेशरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे. So as you all know, Mahabharata is a work composed by Bhagavan Vyasacharya. It comes under the scriptural literature known as Itihasa. It's a literature partially based on history. Historical events are taken and modified here and there with a mixture of facts and fiction, mostly facts. Literary license should be given. So there is some of that also, and that is how this work has been created. So this is called Itihasa. The very word Itihasa means so we have heard. Asa means heard. Itihasa, indeed, in this manner we have heard. So Mahabharata story depicts real events only. Real events. There are some people who criticize this is all, it's just like any other story, a made up story. No, no, no. We shouldn't think that way. It depicts real events only. Since it deals with Bharata Vamsha, the dynasty of Bharata, it is called Bharata, it is called Bharata. It is called Mahabharata because it is a voluminous literature, perhaps the biggest in the world. 100,000 verses. So let this scripture, Bharata, the fourth line of the verse you see, Naha Shreyase Bhuyat, be our well-being. Give us well-being, prosperity, happiness, auspiciousness, all that. Let it be a source of happiness to me. May the study of Mahabharata enrich my personality. May it transform my personality. Help me grow emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. All this for whom? Not for Vyasa. He is already a Mukta Purusha. But for us, who are the students of Mahabharata. And here, Mahabharata is compared to a lotus. As you all know, lotus is a very attractive flower because of its beauty, its fragrance, its honey, its holiness, all that. So maybe Mahabharata, may this Mahabharata lotus be a source of happiness for us all. So from this, a very important idea is conveyed. Study of Mahabharata at home is good. There is a general misconception that only Ramayana must be studied at home. Mahabharata should not be studied because it deals with family feud. If you read about this family quarrel, it will bring problems into the house as well. So this is a very big misconception. Blind belief only. Not at all true. So Mahabharata study and therefore Gita study is auspicious for all of us. So let it give us joy. Then the rest of the verse is the glory of this Bharata lotus. We get the description. Each word is an adjective to this Bharata Pankajam. What are the glories? Go back to the first line. Parasharya Vachaha Sarojam. A lotus is born in a pond. That's why it is called Saroja, that which is born in a pond. If Mahabharata is compared to a lotus, naturally the question will be, what is the pond from which this Mahabharata lotus has emerged, has come out? Here Madhusudana Saraswati says that it has come from Parasharya Vachaha. The speech or the words of Parasharya. Parasharya is Vyasa. Bhagavan Vedavyasa, he is Parasharya. Parasara is Vyasa's father's name. We will see that in the Mahabharata story. We will see that Vyas Bhagavan was born to the Parasara Rishi. So Parasharya means son of Parasara. That is Vyasa Bhagavan. And from his mouth, from his words, has come this beautiful lotus of Mahabharata. And the mouth is compared to Saraha, the pond, Sarojam, born from the pond of Vyasa's speech. And Amalam, it's a flower without any impurities, no mala. Amalam, the pure lotus. One of the names of lotus is Pankajam. The word Panka means slush, muddy water. Lotus is born only in muddy waters. Even though the water is slushy and muddy and all that, the lotus is ever pure, without any dirt. Just as the lotus is pure, even though born in muddied waters, similarly, Mahabharata is ever very pure, amalam, without any dosha. It is complete. It is perfect. It is pure in terms of its teaching, without any defects, and in terms of language also, it is blemishless. No grammatical errors, no content defects, nothing. How come it is so perfect and pure? Many reasons are there. Of course, one, it has come from the words of a great Rishi, Vedavyasa, one whose mind is very pure. He is a mantra drashta, tattva drashta. He is a seer of the truth. And he is a very incarnation, Kalavatar of Lord Narayana himself. We have already seen that. So something that comes from his heart, mouth has to be pure and perfect. Therefore, it is Shuddha. So this Mahabharata lotus is extremely beautiful, attractive, fragrant. Gitartha Gandha Utkatam. Utkata means prominent, popular, famous, well known, attractive, sublime, all that we can say. It draws the attention of all people because of its gandha, fragrance. This Mahabharata lotus has such a powerful fragrance that anybody around will turn toward it. Now the question is, what is the fragrance of Mahabharata? And here the author says, Gita, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, and the meanings and the knowledge it imparts, that is the fragrance of Mahabharata. There are so many stories and morals and everything is there, but the pinnacle of all that is the Brahmajnana that Bhagavad Gita gives. That is its fragrance. If Mahabharata is the lotus, Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the fragrance that comes out of Mahabharata. And Mahabharata is attractive, most popular and all that because of Gita. More people know about Gita than Mahabharata. And any flower will have so many other parts, filaments, small thread-like things. If Mahabharata is like a flower, what are the filaments of Mahabharata? He compares that with Nana Akyanaka Kesaram. Akyanaka means story. Even though Mahabharata is one book, there are thousands of beautiful small stories within that work. So many stories are there. And many great Sanskrita scholars have written independent works based on sub-stories in Mahabharata. I'm sure all of you have heard the epic story of Shakuntalam, written by the great Kavi Kalidasa. That's taken from Mahabharata. Like that, there are thousands of stories. And those stories are compared to Kesaram, that is hanging from Mahabharata lotus, what he called Makaranda or pollen. Stories such as I said, Shakuntalam, Harishchandra, and all those stories add to its extra glory, makes it more glorious. Not only that, Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam. Lotus is of two types. One is the lotus bud, and the other is well-blossomed flower. Both are beautiful. You cannot completely enjoy the beauty of the bud, but the fully blossomed lotus is even more attractive. Thus, Mahabharata is like the lotus in full bloom. So fully blossomed with Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam. Abodhitam means expanded. Blossom through Sambodhana, narration of Harikatha, stories of Lord Krishna, Hari. Even though it deals with Bharata Vamsha, often Mahabharata is filled with stories and exploits of Sri Krishna. With all these stories, this epic Mahabharata is expanded to 100,000 verses. Further, Sajjana Shatpadaihi Aharaha Pepiyamanam. Wherever flowers are there, honey will be there. And attracted by the honey, honeybees will go toward those flowers. Mahabharata contains deep wisdom on all subjects under the sun. So many subjects are covered in Mahabharata. Religion is discussed there. Philosophical discussions are there. Human psychology is discussed there. So many other topics, other subjects, politics, ethics, sociology, human relationships, any science you can think of. It's there. And Vyasa has covered it in the Mahabharata. In fact, it is said, what is not there in Mahabharata cannot be there anywhere else. There is no topic that is not discussed in Mahabharata. It's indeed a very valid treasure. It's a treasure house of wisdom, dealing with every science. Therefore, all students wanting to learn anything, they go to Mahabharata. Just like honeybees go to a lotus. So, Sajjana Shatpadaha. Sajjana, noble people, good people, people with noble virtues, who have an open mind. They approach the scriptures. Those who have reverence to Mahabharata, such people are called Sajjana. Aharaha, day after day, all the time, always. Vedanta Vakyeshu Sadaramantaha. They are ever reveling in the words of Vedanta. Who are they? Kaupinavantopi. Even though they may be wearing just a loin cloth, they are ever in bliss, in bliss. Materially, they may not have much in terms of wealth, but they are ever in bliss. Nandati nandati nandateva, we see in Bhajagovindam. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam. One whose mind is in Brahman, nandati nandati nandateva. They are like the honeybees, and when they go to Mahabharata, they know it is not mere stories for children. Behind every story, there is a lesson on psychology, human behavior, relationships, lessons on the ultimate truth of creation. Superficially, it may look like a story, but you go behind, it's a study in various sciences. Therefore, by these Sajjana Shatpadaha, Shatpada means six-legged creatures, insects. It refers to honeybees here. So by these people, Aharaha Pepiyamanam, they drink the honey of wisdom. by inquiring into, by the analysis of Mahabharata in general and Bhagavad Gita in particular. They suck the honey of wisdom. Pepiyamana. They repeatedly suck loke in this world, and they do that aharaha, day in and day out. First time they study, they get one meaning. Next time they study, they get a deeper, totally different facet like a diamond. Study of Karna is a lifelong study. Study about the character of Duryodhana, study of Draupadi, study of Kunti, study of Dharmaputra. Every character you analyze, you get valuable lessons. Pepiyamanam muda. Muda, happily they drink the nectar. And Kalimala Pradvamsi. This Mahabharata is a literature that can destroy the problems that are prevalent in a materialistic universe. In Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is known for predominantly materialism, competition, compromises of principles. That is what is rampant in Kali Yuga. And by the way, we are just about 1% plus, not even 2% of the duration of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is supposed to run for 432,000 years. We are about in the 5,000 plus. Just a little more than 1%, 1.25%. I got a long way to go. This Kali Yuga is going to get worse before it gets better. So the very word Kali means fight and quarrel. When there is materialism, lack of values, our mind will be colored by all that. If we should not be affected by that, then the medicine for that Kalimala, the affliction of Kali Yuga, the remedy for that, the antidote for that is Mahabharata. To avoid all the social problems in this age, the medicine is Mahabharata. Therefore, he says, Kalimala Pradvamsi, destroyer or the remover of Mala, the impurities of Kali Yuga. Present materialistic age. May that Mahabharat Naha Shreyase, strengthen me, my family, my society. So this is Bharata Namaskara, Mahabharata Namaskara. Salutations to Mahabharata. So that is why I asked you last class, how many of you would like to hear the Mahabharata story? And we conducted a poll on WhatsApp. A landslide victory for those people who want to hear the Mahabharata story. I kind of assumed you would have heard this story so many times. So you may not be interested. Let us study Bhagavad Gita. Let's not spend any more time on Mahabharata. That's what I assumed. But I was totally wrong. So at the end of the class, I will talk about it. Okay. So after I finish the class, don't log out. Hang in there for a few more minutes. And I will talk about it. Now back to We've already seen 3 verses on Bhagavan Namaskara. And now we will go back to one more. And that is given in the 8th verse. Let us read. Mukam karoti vachalam. Mukam karoti vachalam. Pangum langayate girim. Pangum langayate girim. Yatkrupa tamaham vande. Yatkrupa tamaham vande. Paramanandamadavam. Paramanandamadavam. Mukam karoti vachalam. Pangum langayate girim. Yatkrupa tamaham vande. Paramanandamadavam. Paramananda Madhavam Vande. Vande, I salute. Salute whom? Madhava. Madhava is Lakshmipati. Shripati. Ma means Lakshmi Devi. Dhavaha means consort, husband. Naturally, he is Paramananda. Lakshmi is right there. He will be Paramananda only. Here, it is not merely Lakshmi in the form of material wealth. Remember, the greatest wealth is wisdom. Material wealth alone will not give happiness always. In fact, it always ends up giving trouble and problems. Lakshmi is a source of happiness only if Saraswati is also there. The Lord is the storehouse of wisdom and also, therefore, Paramananda. And what does that Lord do? Mukam vachalam karoti. He makes a mute person talk. If a person who is dumb, a dumb person, mute, surrenders to the Lord makes him an eloquent speaker. Mukam vachalam karoti. This sentence can also be interpreted the other way also. Vachalam mukam karoti. He can silence a person who talks too much. Then pangum girim langayate. He makes a lame person walk. He makes him climb a mountain. What it means is he gives everyone such a strength. The Lord can do anything. He is Sarma Shaktiman, all powerful. Yat Kripa, by whose grace, that Madhava's Kripa, that which makes the impossible possible, making a mute speak, lame walk, to such a Lord, tam aham vande. To that compassionate and kind Madhava, I bow down. For the student of Bhagavad Gita, the study is like climbing a mountain only. 700 verses are there. We complete only about 3 or so verses. Once in a while, we will cover 4 verses in one class. Sometimes just 1 or 2 also. So you can figure out how many years of study if we just meet 1 day a week. How long? We don't have to guess. We've already done that once. It took us 5+ years, more than 5 years. 250 plus classes we took. So that Herculean task can be achieved only by His grace. We were able to complete that by the grace of the Lord and blessings from our entire Guru Parampara. We were able to do that, and we are embarking upon that a second time. And may the Lord's grace and blessings be with us so that we will be successful this time also. And that is why we start the study with these Dhyana Slokas, to invoke His grace and blessings. Now comes the fifth and final verse on Lord Krishna. Let us read verse 9. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Devyaistavaihi Stunvanti Devyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्र मरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति देव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः तस्मै देवाय नमः prostrations to that God. What type of God? Not any ordinary God. Go back to the first line. Yam stunvanti, the one who is worshipped by so many other deities. Who are they? Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Marut. These are the names of various deities described in our scriptures. These deities, Brahma is the greatest because he is the creator. Even Brahmaji worships Vishnu. From that it is very clear how great Vishnu Bhagavan or Sri Krishna is. Stunvanti, they sing his glories. How? Divyaihi stavaihi, with divine hymns, sacred stotras, sacred prayers. If you read Bhagavatam, you will find off and on these stutis will be there. So many devotees glorify, even Brahma glorifies. If they are all glorify Bhagavan, how glorious he must be. Not only do devatas glorify him in the higher worlds, even in this world, all devotees glorify. Samagaha gayanti. The chanters of Samaveda, they sing. Those who chant the Vedas, here Sama is specifically mentioned because Samaveda is in musical form. So the Vaidikas sing the glory of the Lord, Vedaihi, with the four Vedas, Sanga, Pada, Krama, Upanishadaihi. Not only the Vedas, but also Anga. Vedas have so many satellite scriptures, secondary scriptures, which are meant to elaborate on the Vedas. There are 6 Veda Angas. We don't need to go into those details. Enough if we know, there are secondary scriptures called Vedanga. They also recite the mantras with Padakrama, and they represent different styles of chanting Vedas. One style is called Padapata, where each word is chanted separately. And then Krama is there. In Krama, they join two words. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, like that. There is also Jatapata. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2. 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, etc. And then there is Ghanapata, the toughest form of chanting. 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Like that, the words are strung together and sung. That's called Ganapata. All these different types of chanting are used for the glorification of the Lord. Not only that, Yoginaha Yam Pashyanti. The great yogis, great meditators, they see the Lord. In their own inner heart, in their mind, they see the Lord. Tat Gatena Manasa. With their mind concentrated on the Lord. With the help of single-pointed mind, single-pointed devotion, yogis perceive the Lord. Not outside, inside. So, dhyana avastita, the seat of meditation, yogis perceive the Lord inside. Devotees see the Lord outside, yogis see the Lord inside. Then, yasya antam na viduhu sura asura gana. Even though the Lord is described in the scriptures as a person, the real God is not a person. Even though God takes a personal form for the sake of devotees, takes avatara, comes down, the real God is not a person. Why do we say that? If God is also a person like you and I, and there will be limitations for him. Real God has no limitations, no spatial or temporal limitations. Only yogis see that at the seat of meditation. Where will that God be? Many people don't know that real God. Sura Asura Gana. The Devas and Asuras, na viduhu. Don't know. Yasya antam. Whose limit? The one whose limit even Devas and Asuras do not know. Oh Bhagwan, you are that. Details of all these ideas will be given in Gita itself. Bhagwan Sri Krishna will talk about all this. He says, devotees think I am Krishna in Gokula or Vrindavan or Mathura or Dwaraka. Such people who think that are ignorant. They take the body as me. My body is only a vesha, it's a costume. The real I is all pervading. Very few know me. So to that all pervading Lord, Devaya Tasmai Namaha, I offer my salutations. May that Lord bless us. May He bless us all to successfully study and understand this great Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So we will chant the Dhyana Slokas for a couple of weeks so that we get to know these verses so that we can chant them by heart. Okay. So let me conclude here for today. And as I said, please wait for a few more minutes for some announcements. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.